Today's video is a ship with me, and I will chat about the reseller platforms that I sell on and if it's time to scale back. So stay tuned. Hi everyone, it's Stephanie from Three Queens Resell, and if you are new to my channel, thank you for joining me. It really does mean a lot that you are giving me a chance. I hope you will consider subscribing if you are interested in reseller content. And for my reseller besties who are returning, thank you. It means a lot to me that you continue to come back and support the channel. Today's video is a ship with me. I don't do a lot of ship with me's, but when I was going through my analytics, I noticed that those get the best views, those and the what sold videos. So what sold is tomorrow. But I just wanted to chat and do ship out today's packages. So if that sounds interesting to you, hit that like button and let's get into it. So to start off with today's topic, should I eliminate some platforms? I really would like people's feedback, what they think. How many platforms do you sell on? I sell on 8 platforms: Mercari, Poshmark, eBay, Citizen, Facebook, Tradesy, Greld, and Depop. And so with the facilitation, and I'm going to sit down and ship, so you might see me get up. I'm at a pub style table, but just for the lighting down here in my basement, it works better. I think to start off with, Mercari was my first platform. And actually, if you know the story of how Three Queens Resell came to be, it was my oldest daughter who was selling things. See, my little dinosaur arms can't reach. It was my oldest daughter who was selling her things on Mercari that kind of started this whole resale phenomena in my head. And here we go. So the first item I'm going to ship out, I'm going to package, are these Nike cleats. They're a size 10. They sold on Poshmark for $12. There was a $1.72 shipping discount. And so I made $7.33. Those were donated to me by a consignor last year. So they are out of their consigning period. They had been listed for much more, but throughout the past year, they have gone down, down, down. Which that's okay. It's time for these again. So off they go. So, as I was saying, my oldest daughter is the one who kind of kicked off this reselling thing. Previous to being a full-time reseller, I was a full-time teacher and a part-time reseller, and I resold part-time up until last summer when I decided to quit teaching and do this full-time. So, when I was selling part-time, the only platforms that we sold on were basically Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari. I started off on Mercari, and I added Poshmark and eBay about a month later in my reselling journey. So it was just those three for the longest time. And then Citizen came on board probably the summer of year 2, or maybe year after year 1. I brought Citizen on because when I brought Citizen on, that was the only way that you could sell through Facebook Marketplace. Like Citizen, if you listed on Citizen, you could click over and list it on Facebook Marketplace as well. It would go to 2 places for 1. So at that time, I was listing on 4 places, but it went to 5 because if you listed it on Citizen, it went to Facebook. I at first saw some really good sales out of both of those platforms. Since then, they've really fallen off. And then in the last year, when I decided to go full time, I added Tradesy, Greld, and Depop. And that was about the time I started using List Perfectly. I don't have a List Perfectly link. I don't do any affiliate marketing at this time, but I do have my good friend Leslie, a Reseller Passions link in my comments down below. So if you are interested in trying a cross-listing service, use her link and she gets something and you get like 2 free weeks and like 20% off, I think, if you try it out. I don't know the details, but everybody gets a deal. So, and you get to try it free. So, I use List Perfectly. When I got List Perfectly, I was like, you know what? It takes like a millisecond. I've already got the inventory. Let's put as many eyes on it as possible. Like, it doesn't take that much time to cross list using that. So I added those 3 platforms. Now, a year in, we're reflecting. And do I really want to keep doing this? The next item I'm going to ship is this. The brand is Tizzy. This was my mother-in-law's. And it sold for $20 on Poshmark. And after the $4 in fees, we were left with $16. So we have 0 cost of goods into this bad boy. So far for today's sales, we have 0 cost of goods. And I am shipping in USPS Tyvek notice only because now that I sell on Whatnot and the volume on Whatnot is, the sell-through is so high, and most of that is the poly mailers. But I don't make a lot of money on Whatnot yet. I wanted to cut costs on poly mailers. And one way to do that is just to use the free USPS things for my Poshmark things. So, and Whatnot is a whole nother dinosaur that we will talk about in another probably chatty word with me. Hold on, let me get my trash can. Oh, here it is right here. So, now that, what's causing me to reflect is every day my husband and I, we check all of the platforms to see what has sold. And most of the sales come from Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and eBay. And that's 4 platforms. So I feel like cutting off Depop, or I'm sorry, Greld, Tracy, Kitizen, and Facebook might be beneficial going forward, because while they don't take that much time to list on, they do take a lot of time for me to check, and then when it's something sells, to ship and track and all that good stuff. So I'm trying to think about what is best for my time moving forward. So this is a nap. I can show you. This is a Napa Girl fleece pullover. It sold on Poshmark for $13, and after the fees, I was left with $10.05. And this just listed, not, well, maybe, I don't remember actually. Don't leave me lying. But, so this I'm going to put in a box. So let me grab that. So the best, I want to get the most bang for my buck. So like, is listing on those other platforms while it's quick is actually worth my time when it comes to doing, just keeping up and corresponding and checking with those platforms and just managing all the back end stuff. Like, is it worth the one sell them every 2 months we have on Kitizen? And Kitizen, of those platforms, Kitizen you have to list on. And I will say, I wasn't getting very many sales on Depop either until I started a bot on there. And then once I started a bot on Depop, sales are up 600%. So if you are struggling with Depop, that might be a place and to look at. You know, something to look at is to, and I don't have a Ziploc bag. Those of you who have seen me ship before know I like pre-package everything and know that it has a Ziploc bag, but this, I'm going to move my camera back. This does not have, I don't have a bag big enough. Oh man, I have tape. Is it out? I don't use that much tape, yes. I'll be right back. Live video. Okay, back with the tape. Okay, a new roll here. I'm a little heavy-handed on the tape. Where's my label for that? There we here we are. I wrote the details on the back of it so I know how much it shipped for, they paid for and all that. So I could be organized during this video, and then I'm still not organized. So kind of wanted to know, like, how many platforms do other people list on, and which ones are they most successful at? Just kind of thinking about forward moving, and what are the benefits truly of listing on multiple platforms like that? Because I've been following several people, and some of the people who do extremely well only list on eBay, and that is their sole bread and butter. We know that Stephanie doesn't always love eBay, but in the last 2 days I have listed over 40 things on eBay, so I am going to definitely, and it's gotten easier the more I've used it, and I'm going to be consistent with eBay, because I can get frustrated with eBay, and then since sales have been kind of slow on Poshmark, I just really feel like I need to nurture that platform and kind of build a following over there. But I also want to spend I just kind of, I don't know, want to decide to focus on how I want to focus the business, and not let it consume my life. And I feel like the time that I take looking at maintaining a platform is not the best use of my time. So then that brings into mind the strategy of how to get out of it. Like, I could use List Perfectly and just delist everything that is, oops, I didn't tell you about these. These are Sperry wedges. How do people do these chatty work with me? They seem so organized, but so these are Sperry espadrille sandals. They sold on Poshmark for $34 after the $1.72 in fees. We were left with, in the shipping or in the platform fees, we were left with $25.48. So that was a pretty good sale. And I think I picked these up at a fill-a-bag sale, where you can fill a bag for $25, and I just filled the bag with sandals. So those probably, I think I probably had like $1.50 into them. So, what was I saying? I'll come back to you. So I want to kind of focus our energy on the platforms that are going to be most profitable to us. And it just, oh, I know what I was talking about. Like, how do I get, if I decide not to list on TradeZ, Grilled, Facebook, and Citizen anymore, what would be the best strategy to get out of them? I'm thinking just to stop listing and the stuff on there, let it sell through or sell through on other platforms, because it's already there. I've already spent the time putting it there and everything. So, you know, like, why waste time and energy like backing it out? But then that requires me to keep like maintaining like relationships with those platforms until all that stuff sells through. Or so, yeah, just a lot to think about. This next cutie is a Club Monaco lightweight long sleeve blouse in yellow. It is a size small. It has like a ruffle, like peplum hem. It sold on Poshmark for $10, and after the $2.95 fee, we profited $7.05. And this, I believe, was a Ben's pickup fairly recently. Sorry, I don't have my dates. I didn't write the dates on these, but so as you can see, so far all I've had is Poshmark sales, and Poshmark is my main platform, and where I spend a lot of my focus. But the next two sales were Depop. I'm gonna grab. So My first Depop sell are these Johnston and Murphy Black men's loafers, and they have a tassel. I don't know if you can see. They have a tassel. I guess I could take it out of the bag. It's not that. It's not like a piece of clothing that I have to refold. They do have a tassel, and they're in really good condition. I didn't clean them up on the inside, but they got a deal. So those sold on Depop for $29. And after the $1.55 processing fee and the $2.90 Depop fee, I was left with $24.55. And these can go in a priority mailer. So that is what we will do. So, like I said, Depop has started to pick up, but we do use a bot to share that Depop closet. I'm wondering if there's something out there for Citizen that is worth trying before I just X-nay it. But any platform that requires like manual sharing, if I cannot automate that, it's just not going to be beneficial, because with everything that we are doing and then adding in the whatnot auctions, which are another time, I don't want to say time suck, but another avenue where time is taken up. We can't do it. We cannot be on platforms that require us to manually share and see success on that. So this is my last item. This is a Worth New York sweater, which Worth is a really high-end designer brand, but it does not have good resale value. And even on the RealReal, I send some pieces into the RealReal, and they'll sell on there, but I don't get that much. But this sold for $20 on Depop. After the $3.12 in fees, I was left with $16.88, and so pretty happy with that because it moved. Get that, and this is a first class. Oops, let me stick that there. I almost put it on priority mailer, so always double check your labels. So we're going to use a cute little ice cream poly mailer. So of the four platforms that I was talking about eliminating, the only one that I'm really like on the fence about is Tradesy, because I do, when I get a sale on there, it is typically full price, and I only list things on Tradesy that are $50 or more. So those are the most expensive things that I have, the higher end designer brands. So that's the only one I'm kind of on the fence for. Facebook, we probably get a sale once a month. Same with Citizen. Grailed, and what sparked all this is that I tried to get on Grail today, and I saw that I had a community violation, and I was like, what? How do I even have a community violation? Because I barely sell things on here. So I tried to click on the link that they had there, and it was like, contact so-and-so. And I was like, really? I'm going to be like on hold with a person to deal with this like community violation of on a platform that I hardly even have sales on? I'm like, this is not worth my time. So I can't figure out what the violation is. I tried to contact. It was like an automated thing, and I was like, forget it. I don't have time for this. I need to go do other things. So that kind of what sparked my thinking, like, I need to back out of some of these platforms that aren't that profitable. Yes, like they're easy to list on, but they're not that profitable. But it's a time suck, and the money that I make off those, the items will eventually sell on the other platforms. I feel like with Mercari, maintaining Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, and Depop, all of those take both genders and kids' clothes. So I would be still good to go. And Mercari and, well, Poshmark does take some home goods too, but Mercari and eBay are platforms where you could basically sell anything. So if I had hard goods, I could sell on those as well. Like I said, Trazy is high end, and I typically, when I do get sales, which were more plentiful in the fall and winter last year, so maybe I will ride them out to the end of the year. Um, but just doing some thinking out loud, some reflecting, like what should be my next steps moving forward as I work on streamlining Three Queens resale and lightening my load so I can focus more on thrifting good items and shipping quickly and providing good customer service on the other platforms. So leave me a comment down below. What do you think I should do, and how many platforms are you selling on? And thanks so much for joining me for this ship with me. Give me a thumbs up, and until next time, bye.